Hey guys, just want to let you know before the start of the term, sorry about the editing. My cat kept like walking over my desk and meowing, so it's like, especially when I start getting to like the hand traps, it's gonna be kind of scuffed. So just bear with me there. This isn't a really long video, and I really didn't feel like reshooting it. So uh, stick around. I'm gonna talk about the deck list. I'm gonna talk about how to side, and I'm gonna talk about combos. I'm gonna talk about matchups. I'm gonna talk about like a lot. Like I'm gonna get pretty in depth about this deck, and just put in the comments if you want to know more. Thanks and enjoy the video. Hey guys, it's Pito once again coming at you with a new deck profile. So I took plants to regionals in Dallas. I ended up going X2 and getting my invite. I took 24th. I was thinking about playing pure punk, but I just didn't have enough practice with it, and I had a lot of practice with this, so I said fuck it. At the last second, I just switched to this. Definitely some stuff I could have changed to perform better than I did, but I'm pretty happy I took X2 with it. And so we'll go over the deck, I'll go over my matches, and I'll tell you what I would change, and I'll go over the MVP cards. But the start, we'll go with the deck list. So for the seed, I play obviously the three seeds. I played I played three Lone Fire to get to just about anything. My deck card was really good for me today. Another card on my side, I played the Sylvan Link Monster, and I was able to summon like one time. I shotgunned the Sylvan Link Monster because I had like no more plays, and I was like, "Fuck it." Excavate 3 and reveal 2 Lone Fires, and then proceeded to go off. So yeah, Lone Fire, just another starter, generically good. Um, it forces interactions. It's a great card. I loved it. I'm pretty upset I wasn't playing it up to this point, so I would recommend it. And then I played the 3 Unexpected Die. Um, one of my last rounds, I unexpected died, and then they ashed it, and I was like, okay, normal seed. So don't ash this, but yeah, it was good. And my cat is here. I then played 2 Painful Decision. This card was pretty good for me. Honestly, I would draw it with like a seed and unexpected die, and it was dead. I resolved it like twice. I do like it when you play the Therion package because you can unexpected die. If you open like unexpected die and Lily Borea, you can painful decision and then summon Lily Borea and then go into King early, so you play around Nib and other hand traps. But I cut it from 3 to 2 because you don't really need it. Because there's just a lot of ways to like get to your Sunseed in this version. Yeah, but I did like it. And then that's it for the package for the seed. I did play the Therion stuff, so I played the 3 Lily Borea, the 1 King, and the 1 Disc Coliseum. I would probably cut this in the future, but like for the full Sun Avalon, where you're still doing the full Sun Avalon combo, it was pretty good. I usually side out these 4 when I go second, and I leave the 1 Lily in. Round 1, I got kind of punished by not leaving the Lily Borea, and I'll go into it when I go over my rounds. But I normally side these 4 out going second. So, but it was really solid all day. And then I play the Hard Brick, Sunseed Twin, just the 1. Don't play the 2. Don't play 2 garnets just because you might open it. If you open it, then you're unlucky, but like it's less than 1% chance to open it. So mathematically, don't play 2. 1 laurel. You just need it for the combo. There's a combo where you don't need it, but it's a little bit complicated and a little bit more susceptible to hand traps. And laurel's an extender if you draw him, so I like him. And so and by playing Laurel in the main, it can help. Like if you play the version without Laurel, then you need extra cards in the extra deck, and it's already tight enough. So I just wanted to have the flex spots. And then I played. I did play the Rika package, and I did play Rika package. Ignore my cat swiping their tail. I played 2 princesses, 1 Primula, 1 Petal, 1 Mudane, and then 1 Snowdrop. I was gonna play three, but I had I wanted to cut it to 45. It's a 45 card list. I actually wanted to cut it even lower, and so I just like dropped a princess. And I honestly I thought I was playing three the whole tournament, and then like one round I was like, man, did I side out one of my princesses? I didn't think I did. And then afterwards, when I was sorting the deck, I was like, oh shit, I guess I did only play the two. But yeah, it was pretty good. Uh, I would if you were playing the more heavy Rika package, I'd probably play I would definitely play three, 2 to 3 petals, two Mudane, and then only play the one Snowdrop. Even in the Rika heavy version, you only want to play the one Snowdrop. One guy did play Rika, so I went X1. There were like three plant players. There was one that was like that dropped pretty early. And then there was me who went X2, and then there was one that did win X1. He took fifth, and he was playing the Rika heavy version. He will shouts out him. I'll shout him out because I like wrote down his name. Uh, I got a couple shout outs. I want to shout out some people, but I'll shout him out. But yeah, this stuff's pretty good. Like it's absolutely insane. Because of the spell cards. So I played the one Rika Con, which is the field spell, and three Glamour. And Con is like absolutely and utterly broken. Tributing your opponent's monsters as cost. It just deals with so many monsters. Like multiple times, my opponents would have like a Baron or something, and I would just go like field spell, and they'd be like, "Yeah, that's fine." And I'm like, "Shit, Glamour, tribute your monster as cost," or like Snowdrop, tribute your monster as cost, or this like and this, in case you didn't know, this doesn't trigger tears. If you tribute their monsters as cost, it won't trigger the tears graveyard effect because it's not sending by card effect; it's sending by as cost. It works exactly like Shadal's. So this card's insane. I would if I played the more Rika heavy version, which I probably will from this point forward. Um, I'd play three of this. But yeah, this card just breaks boards. It's follow up. It's one of the only two cards that locks you into plants. The only other card that locks you into plants is Rika Petal, who hard locks you into plants, and then Princess does if she's on the field. And Princess is pretty good because she shuffles into the deck as cost, so they can't DD Crow her. Yeah, so that's and then I played three Sunvine sowing. Shout out to Dandis, who talked me into playing three. Dandis in the Discord. He kind of explained that you like needed three if you're not doing like the adventure stuff, and playing three definitely helped because not only did it allow me to like even if I opened it, it would let me just play through hands as well as like I did never needed like nobody ever like the idea behind it is if they like ash your seed going to grab this thing, and bad players will do that when in reality you're supposed to ash this thing. But like never did they ash my tree and then I just activate this to resolve. But what it did allow me to do is it allowed me to like even if I opened it, and I searched the shrine, which I am playing one shrine. If I searched the shrine at the end of my combo, I would then search another sewing. Like say I open this, I would search shrine, and then at the end of my combo, when you do the where you make the two link threes, I would then just make the third little tree and grab a second sewing and then pitch the sewing with shrine. So three's pretty good. I feel like you can cut it to two. I feel like and like you don't even like really need to play shrine, but it's really good for follow up and killing your opponent. So it was good. I like that. And then the two trap cards, I played the one Bloom and the one Rika Sheet. Uh, Anytime I would go second, I would side this out and I would keep this in because I got punished for not doing it in round one. I'll explain it all when I go over my matchups. And my logic behind siding in this deck. But yeah, this is a mass breakthrough skill, not a skill drain. And Rika Sheet, tribute one of your cards as cost, and then Snatch Steal another. And then for hand traps, I actually played like a smaller package. So the idea I had was I wanted to play impactful turn neutral hand traps. Shout out to Dandis for putting me on one of these cards and kind of like explaining this to me. He did help a lot. Like the whole like Sun Avalon Discord is based, and you should join it. Um, Plants are awesome, and my cat keeps like I know she wants pets. Sorry about that. So my hand traps. So I wanted to play like very like generic hand traps that hit a bunch of stuff. And I think, and my choice of hand traps is what ended up losing me my games. So I would definitely change this ratio here, but I'll go over it. I played 2 DD Crows in the main. I played 3 Ash in the main. I played 3 Tactics in the main, and I played 3 Dark Ruler in the main. And the idea is this deck is really bad at going second. And that's a complete fucking lie because it has so much gas you can just power through a lot of boards. I resolved Dark Ruler once and I lost. So like whatever. This card was like pretty insane for me. So I resolved Triple Tactics a couple times, like 3 times, but I feel like I used it a little bit differently than most people. So what I ended up doing was I used it to bait into Baron Negate once, and then I was playing around Nib, and my opponent I felt like had multiple hand traps, and he had like 1 disruption on the field or 2. And so I played through all those. He had 2 hand traps. I played through 1, and then there was the last one. And like this Triple Tactics was live, but I wasn't in a point where like I would lose if he nibbed me. Like I still had play, like I could play through the nib. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna wait for him to nib me. It ended up being Ogre, and he like ogred my field spell because he's smart. And I was like, oh shit, that's it's pretty good. Because there's no Baron, and so like I activated Triple Tactics after that, and like a lot of people like to shotgun this card as soon as you get your opponent activates a monster effect, they like to shotgun this card, and it's not always the best idea. I try to wait as late as possible. 1, to thin my deck, and 2, your opponent will like it's just so defeating for your opponent to like play through all your stuff for you to just go Triple Tactics draw 2. Which is what I did, and after playing through all of his interruptions, I was like Triple Tactics draw 2, and I drew into an Appointer and a Solemn Judgment, and I was like, well, I'm winning this. So yeah, that was pretty good. I resolved Dark Ruler once, lost that game. I played 3 Ash. It was okay. I would probably not play this format, honest to God. It was very dead against almost all my Sprite matchups. And I feel like if I played Ogre instead, I would have went undefeated. So I would play that. I would play Ogre over Ash. And then the DD Crows were pretty good. Like, they weren't great, but like, they're alright. I hit a Toad once. I was waiting for him to like he had like Ronatonin, but I knew like even if I banished Ronatonin, like if he went Ronatonin effect, and I DD crowed it, I knew he could still make Toad, so there was like no point. So I just held it. I was gonna try to bait out the Toad negate because he was very Toad happy, and so I was like, because the first thing he would always do is negate with Toad, which is like wrong, and he so I was like, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bait the Toad, and then when he tries to summon it back, I'm gonna DD crow the Toad. And if he also tributes his cost, so if he can go like tribute, and then you can like chain crow to like banish it. And if he doesn't have, if you don't have a monster on the field, he can't revive it. He can't like chain link 3 revive it if you don't have a monster, which is what I tried to do. Like I tried to like have him remove the Toad without me having a monster on the field. But I ended up playing like 3 sprites. It was annoying. But yeah, that's the main deck. I would definitely change this. The Triple Tactics was pretty solid. In theory, I probably would have moved this to the side, put in some Ogres, and then like Gamma, and like or some Imperms or something like that. But yeah, these hand traps were very mid. This was probably the best one, and that's probably like I probably would have been undefeated or X1 if I actually played like Ogre. For the side deck, for the extra deck, I played 3 Little Tree, and then 2 Sunvine Healer for the combo. I like the 3 Little Tree. Some builds that are like really combo heavy will only play the 2 because space. I like the three because it allows you to do the full combo. It allows you to do like a longer combo to like add your follow up to your hand, as well as not have to link away your Bengal Lancer, so you can like still have a revival on the next turn, as well as you can still full combo if they stop you. Like if you go Dryas and they go like Imperm, then you can like Glamour it away, and then like find a way to summon another seed, and then still full combo them. So. I like the three. I probably wouldn't cut it to two. Maybe in like the Rika version, but like if you're doing the full Sun Avalon, I wouldn't cut this to two. And then I played the one Thrasher for killing people. And then I played the two Jasmine. If you want to play like the really insane build that plays like a lot of bricks and like consistently puts the Rika big monster and Sheet on the field, then you want to play Jasmine. But I didn't do that. I played the little bit more consistent version that like if you open Glamour, then you're or Field Spell, you're going to have Sheet and the rank 4. But if not, then you just do the rank 4, and I'll show you the combo I would do for I'll show you the combo I do, like my main combo. And it ends on a bunch of interruptions, but like it could be stronger, but like I was like willing to give up like an interruption for the sake of like the deck just being like way more consistent. And then I played two Melius. I don't play three. It's not good at three. They're like, oh, you can OTK. Well, you're already gonna OTK. Like, don't play three. One Dryatini and then one Bengal Lancer. Search the trap card. Bounce. Card's insane. I played I was between this or Phoenix, and I ended up playing this. In round one, I was really upset I wasn't playing Phoenix because my opponent made the guy that I was playing against Destiny Heroes, and he makes the guy that like locks me out of spells. He put on my field because I didn't open up any hand traps. Like I literally opened up 5 spell cards. And I was like, oh okay. Well, at least I'm gonna play through whatever he puts on the field. And then he puts that thing on my field, and I read it, and I'm like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? And like I ended up top decking a Lone Fire, and I was like, well, this is not gonna help me because he's got like a DPE. Um, and like a couple other interactions. So I was like, okay, if I had Phoenix, I could have just like normal the Lone Fire and made Phoenix, and then like use my spell cards to do stuff. But like my only play was like switch him to attack mode and attempt to slam into his Link monster, and then he like popped his own Link monster with DPE. And so yeah, it was a rough matchup. I ended up losing that matchup. I'll go into it a little bit later. But like I really wanted Phoenix. Like I like to play Phoenix because it can pop Zombie World. But then like I won 2 games off of this card, so like I was like, oh well, I give up a game for 2 games later on. So like it was good. Like I shotgunned it one time because I had no other play and like hit 2 Lone Fires, and I was like busted. So yeah, this card was really good. I really wish I could fit a Phoenix in here. The generic Link 2 is just so good. And then I played one Strania and one Teardrop. In this build, I don't play the negate. This is all you need. You're already going through 13 of your extra deck monsters in your combo. You don't need the other ones. And I think I made this like twice, honestly, like 2 or 3 times. I got to this. Like most people scooped before like this was even like I never even got to tribute this off. Most people just scooped. But yeah, and I don't even think I think I used her effect once, and that was like at the end of their turn just to pop their monster so I can OTK the next turn. But yeah, that's the extra deck for the side deck. This was also really sus, so like bear with me here. 2 Nib, 2 Imperm. This was for I play so like my buddy talked me into only playing 2, and so and I sided it in once, and I did, and my opponent made me go first. I was like, oh, okay. It was pure punk, and he made me go first. I was like, okay, and I full comboed him, and I had to ditch Nib. I opened it. I was like, oh, I opened it against Punk. We're about to blow this man's back up, pure Punk. And he's like, you can go first, and I'm like, fuck, it's dead now. Imperm, I would sometimes side this in. 3 Cosmic. I sided 2 in twice. I didn't really play against back row decks. But theoretically, it's good. It hits Scythe. I like Cosmic. Uh, yeah, I'd keep it. And then I played 3 Evenlies. I cited this in a bunch, but I only resolved it once and I saw it twice. But I resolved it once to like banish a bunch of like BS face down, and then like I killed them. And it was okay. Um, I mostly brought it in because like I wanted something for like back row heavy decks. Like if I was gonna play a back row heavy deck, I wanted to be able to side in 5 to 6 cards. And I didn't want to play Lightning Storm because it gets blown out by anti spell, which is still pretty prominent. So I was like, I'm just gonna play the Evenlies. And a buddy talked me into, shout out to Bryson, talked me into playing Evenlies. He really helped me with the side deck. Um, but yeah, this was good. Uh, and then I played 2 Judgments as like 2 slots. I would drop this for Bell. Like I would put Ogre in the main, drop this for Bell. But yeah, no, I saw it once, didn't resolve it. Like I full comboed him, and then like I drew 2 off of tactics, and it was this, and then my next side card, I was just like I set 2 of them. Um, I just set 2. Like it was technically 3 because I also had the Sun Avalon trap card. I was like set 3, pass, and like I never even resolved this. It was game 3 too. So I was like, I saw it again later on, but it was game 3 against opponent. It was like really slow playing, like really slow playing. Um, and like we kind of got into an argument about it, and I don't know, it was just super toxic game. But like I didn't even like activate it because I was like, I don't want to take half my life points and then lose in time, which I ended up losing in time once. And then the MVP card in the entire goddamn deck, fucking a pointer of the Red Lotus. This card is absolutely utterly insane. Every time I resolved it, I won. Like you pay 2,000 life points, show your opponent your hand. I don't care. Like I'm not hiding anything. Like I'll sit here and play with an open hand for all I care. Like like you're gonna see these hand traps that are about to get in your butt. But like I look at your hand, I have perfect knowledge. I know exactly how to interact with your board, and I hit the most important card. Like I hit a Desires. I hit like a random card in tier. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was like another like draw card. Um, I hit a monster. Like I was playing against another game against tier I resolved in. And I hit their normal summon. And I was like, you're either normal summoning that blue or and not getting the effect, or you're passing. And yeah, no, this was insane. The guy who took 5th played 3 a pointer and 2 trap trick in the side so he could set a pointer. Like this is the best side card in the format. If you don't have them, buy them. Shout outs to the guy who let me pick them up for $1, the supers for $1. But yeah, that was the side deck, and I'll go over like how I side. So if I'm going first, generically I would always side out like the 3 dark rulers. Like in general, I would just side in these 5 cards every time I went first. And I would side out the 3 dark rulers. And then if there were like cards that were like bad for a matchup, like say like Deity Crow wasn't very good or Ash wasn't good, like if I was playing Splight, I would just like side out the ashes, and then side in like these 5, and then like a imperm. So like I just wanted to like every time I sided, I wanted to side in at least 5 cards. 5 or 6 was ideal. So anytime I went first, I sided these in, and I sided these 3 out, and then like just any other 2 cards that I just thought were kind of mediocre. And if like all my hand traps were good, um like um like DD Crow, I would side this out sometimes. Like I played against Math Mech, and I sided it out, and then I sided it out. Like I played against Mech Knights, but all I saw was him go like activate the adventure, and I was like negate, like banish, and I was like negate it, and then he's like, okay, game 2's, because he didn't want to show me what he was playing, and so I just sided out the DD Crows because I don't know if this would be any good, so I just I sided in the I sided out the DD Crows for the imperms. So that was good. Like I said, I would probably play Bells in this spot. Like I would play Bells inside the Judgment slot. But yeah, going first, I always sided those in, and then going second, I would side in what I thought were like good cards for the matchup. So if I knew what it was, and it was like like Splight, I would going second. I would side in these two and then Evenly's. I don't even know if this is good against Splight. I just sided in like these are the five I would side in, and generically, if I was going second, I would side these in almost every time. And maybe the like two Cosmic Cyclones for like Floodgates or like Mystic Mine, but I didn't see Mystic Mine one time. And the only Floodgate that got flipped on me was Anti Spell and a handful of 5 spell cards, so I just scooped. So going second, I would always side out Bloom, and then Disc Coliseum, Regulus, Borea. So like this was my most common going second siding pattern is 2 Borea, 1 Regulus, Disc Coliseum, and then Bloom. Uh, my very first match against Heroes, Destiny Heroes, I sided out like the sheet and side out both sheet and the third Lily Borea, which was a mistake because he didn't like make a good board going sec. Like he didn't make a good board, um, and so like he kind of passed on a mediocre board, and I wasn't able to like full combo him. And I was like, man, if I just like had a sheet or like had the Lily for an extender, like I would be able to like put up like 5 negates going second. Like you're not always gonna kill him going second, but what you can do, like what my strategy is going second, I'm not trying to OTK. I'm trying to clear your field and then establish my field that you can't clear, and then I kill you on the like third or fourth turn. So I ended up I sided these out, and that was a mistake game one, and I learned from it. So I always kept these two in going second, and it came up so much. Like keeping these in came up so much. I opened this twice, which I was pissed off about, but like the one Lily was like insane, and like at one point, like I just didn't have anything to side out. Like I wasn't siding much in because like these were bad against whatever I was siding in. So I like sided 2 of these and 2 Cosmics in, and I was just like I took those 4 out and left 2 Lily in. And yeah, just having the extender, like I just basically used Lily as an extender going second, and that worked out really well. I lost the die roll a lot and still won, though both of my losses were to losing the die roll. Uh, but yeah, that was my second, and then like I said, I would side in based on matchups. Like I said, I didn't really play any back row decks, so like the Cosmics never came in, and then like these came in against Punk. That was it. I didn't really side it in. Um, other than that, and that was my siding pattern, and I would recommend you do something similar to that. And then I'll get into my matchups. So my matchups were, and I wrote them down. My matchups round one, I played against Destiny Hero. I got absolutely butt fucked. I did misplay game three. No, game one I probably misplayed a little. No, it was game three. Game one, he just put the guy on my like I didn't open any hand traps, and he put the guy on my field that locks me out of spell cards. I was like, damn, that sucks. And I had a handful of spell cards, so I was like, whatever. Game two, a full comboed him. He couldn't do anything. Game three, I did misplay a little bit, but he just kind of like had the nut. He had like mass change, like he made absolute zero, and he had like a mass change and super poly and triple tactics, and like he ended up just like stealing my monster and slamming into me, just putting me under his life points as we went into time. So like there was not like if we didn't go into time, I probably like if it was old time rules, I probably would have won. But it was round one. I was a little nervous. This is my first event since I got back in. Like this is my first event since Nationals of 2018. So I wasn't playing the fastest I could. So like game one was match one was thing. So yeah, I ended up losing 1-2. And then I played Mech Knight round two. I went 2-0. Game one, he just like I full comboed him. He went banish thing. I was like negate, and he was like, okay, that's fine. I actually no, I didn't even full combo him. Like I opened up only Rika stuff, I think, and he just like scooped. And it wasn't even like good Rika stuff, and he just scooped, and I was like, okay. Um, and then round three, I played Sprite, and I lost 1-2. I think he was easily the weakest of all the Sprite players I played against. Oh, man, dude, there was so much Sprite there, and like almost all of them were like I hate to say this, but like kind of bad because like I don't play the deck, but like I know the combos because I've been like paying attention. Shout out to DB Grinder, and he ended up he would like do combos, and I'm like watching him, and I'm like, well, that wasn't right. I'm like, you're gonna end on no cards in hand if you keep doing that, and he did, but he got me. He just full comboed me twice. Like he won the die roll, went first, full combo. I didn't really open up any interaction. Game two, I won full combo. Game three, he went full combo. I didn't open up really any interaction and lost. So yeah, I lost 1-2. He had Sprite, and then next round I played Sprite 2-0. That was probably the best Sprite player of the bunch, but I still ended up winning because I interacted with his board like basically perfectly, and oh, but yeah, by this point I was X2, and I was like, "Fuck, dude!" It was like a little bit over 500 people, so it was like 48. So I was like, X3 might be able to make it in, but like maybe, like I might bubble, and like low key, I knew my like tiebreakers were garbage, and I knew they would drop, and so I was like, I have to win out. So I had to play the next 6 games, which I did win out. But I played against Sprite for a second time in a row in round four. I don't remember too much about the match. I just kind of he was like the best player, but I kind of hoed him. Best of all the Sprite players I played, and then the next round I played against Sprite again, and that match was super toxic. Like, dude, it was so fucking toxic, and he was like slow playing. Like game one went real fast. Like he let me combo, and he's like, just tell me what everything does, and I'll be like, normal summon, activate allows me to do this, special this it allows me to do this. He's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then like he ended up scooping pretty quickly, and then we went to game two, and like he played real slow, like doing his combo and having to read his own sprite cards, and I'm like, dude, they're not that complicated. But like I just ended up scooping pretty quickly because I had no way to play through like 3 negates or 4 negates. Plus he like did the elf to protect, and I was just like, yeah, I can't play through this. So went into game three. I went first. I full comboed him, and he had to read every single fucking card. So the turn took like we went into the third match with 22 minutes left, and by the time the turn was over, there was only like 6 minutes left. I was like, dude, and he got mad at me because like his he got mad at me because he was like, trying to he read every single one of my cards, even though like this is game three. Game one, he could have did that. And like he kept asking questions about the exact same card multiple times. I had to explain to him the same card multiple times, and which is fine. I'm happy. I'm more than willing to like teach about the deck. Like I offered to teach how to interact with this deck, to every person I played, but he ended up playing real slow. And finally, like I was like, dude, you gotta hurry up. And then he got pissed off at me. He's like, well, your turn took like 20 minutes, and I'm like, well, because you read every single card. Um, I can do the full combo in 8 minutes. Like I've timed myself. If you don't ask me questions, I can do the full combo in 8 minutes. Um, and so he ended up I ended up getting it barely. Like he honestly could have like stalled out and like ran over my thing and beat me by 200 points, but he didn't. So shout out to him for like kind of realizing that was scummy. Doing that was scummy. So shout out to him. But it was a really toxic match, and I just didn't enjoy it. But I got the dub. So that was Sprite 3 times in a row, and then I played Pure Punk. I won 2-0, like cracked his field. He forgot to draw off the field spell twice, so he didn't pot agreed, which was nice. And then he chained Hulk he was like Hulk chain link 4, summon formula synchron, effect draw, and I'm like, yeah, no, it misses timing. And then like that's the match where I like baited out Baron with triple tactics, and so and so like he ended up like making it was like really weird. Like one of my sprite matchups. I'm sorry, I gotta go back. One of my sprite matchups, game one, he didn't. He went first, and he didn't make Toad. He made Hulk. It was Elf, Hulk, and then IP, and then like a gigantic in defense, like all the way over there. And I was like, okay. He had like one card in hand, and I was like, okay, sir. And like he ended up like quick linking into like the Crusadia monster that's like can't be targeted or destroyed, and I was just like tribute its cost and won. So yeah, that was right. But then the pure punk player, I just powered through his board game one, game two. I opened. He made me that was the game he made me go second and made me go first. And because I had learned to, keep in sheet and keep in a lily, I was able to put up like a significant board, but like it was kind of a scuffed board. Like I could have went full combo, but I decided not to because I was actively trying to like play around Nib. And so like I was actively trying to put a Rika on the field so that like my princess in my hand was live. And but like he kept anytime like I would summon a Rika, he would negate the summon of the Rika monster. So I was like, dude, this guy definitely had Nib. And he didn't. It was like Ash Ogre. And so I was like, oh, okay. But I still put up like four negates or four interactions, and he couldn't do anything. I cleared his field. He couldn't do anything, and then won. Then I played Math Mech. That is a stressful game. Oh my god! I didn't open up anything. Like I think I won 2-1, and I went first full comboed him. He couldn't do anything. Game two, he full comboed me, and I really couldn't do much. So I scooped pretty early for that one. Like I try not like if I can't play through the field, I like this deck takes so long. I just scoop. I'm not even gonna try to play through this, especially if I know what your deck does. And I kind of know what Math Mech does, so it was all right. Then game three, I put up interesting 4-day, and it came like I didn't put up a full board, but I put up like a decent one, and he played through like most of it, and I was like, God damn. Um, and so he played through like vast majority. Like he got down to my last bit of interactions, and like he had to end on like set the trap card pass, and I still had King Regulus up, and he's like activate the trap card. I'm like chain King Regulus. He's like, yeah, you got it, and I was like, bet. So that was right. That was Mathmech. My next round was a no show. So like I sit down to my opponent. I win the die. Like they say time to start. I win the die roll. I go unexpected die. He goes Ash, and I'm like bet normal. He's like, yeah, I'm hoping to keep you from getting to your seed, and I was like, that's pretty cool. Normal summon a seed, and he was like, oh my god, and I was like, dude, and like I opened up the goo, like it was like the best hand possible. Um, and so and then they had to repair. And I was like, dude, no, I'm about to win, dude. Like, I got full combo. I got the goo. Like, I'm ready. Like, I was going to end on, like, the full board. And but what he ended up doing is, we got a repair. So I got repaired up against Cameron Neal. Shout out to him. We play each other at every regionals I go to, even before I quit. And he just didn't show up. I guess because he was X2 and he's like looking to top, not to like get the invite, which is like fine. Like now that I got my invite, that's probably me. I'm probably gonna go X2 drop. Um, but he just didn't show up, so like I got the game for free, which is kind of sad because I like to play him, but like man, it's stressful. But I ended up getting. I was gonna win the other game. Like honestly, he wasn't gonna play through it. And then the last match I played against Tier Elements. It was my first Tier Elements match. The guy was really good. He was really nice. I won 2-1. I went first, full comboed him, couldn't do anything. He like super polyed my Regulus and like this guy into like a mud dragon, but like he just couldn't play through my interactions. And then like game two, he put up Winda, set three. It was like Winda, Drago Stapelia, set three pass, and I was like, I can't do anything to that. And so I was like, all right, well, that's fine. We'll just go to game three. And then game three, I went first and I full comboed him and he almost played through it. But I was able to hit his extender with like I opened up Red Lotus, and so like I was just like Red Lotus in the standby phase, and he goes chain super poly, ditch a tier element, target, or he's like turn those into mud dragon. I was like, that's fine. Resolve. Look at your hand. I like hit his only extender, so his only hand now is the level 4 like special yourself mill 3, and then the like Shadal that looks like it's on fire. I don't know what it does. I was like, I don't think that thing does anything relevant. I think it like only has a graveyard effect, like special one. I don't know what it does, but like I wasn't worried about it. And then like the level 4, the normal summon Rhino Heart, and so I was like, okay, I got this. And so he makes the Mud Dragon. He goes activate the girl in the hand to summon. I was like negate it, and he's like sure, like and I attributed my Strenna, negated it, summoned my big bitch, and I had full combo. So like I even had set cheat, and then he goes normal summon the tier guy, and I chained the trap card to negate the field, and then I was like on resolution, and he's like, yeah, sure. I was like, sheet, tribute, Rhino Heart, take Mud Dragon, and he was like, okay, cool, and gave it back, and then he just like ended his turn. Like, since tributing the tier monsters don't trigger their effect if you tribute them as cost, I tributed the tier as cost and took the Mud Dragon, and he just had to pass because like, he had like one card left in hand. It did nothing, and he had used his normal summon. And so, and then I had Mudan in my hand because I added her back off of Strenna, which is like my target for Strenna. But I detach, I always target, like, I try to grab Mudan because I could distribute my opponent's monster's cost on follow up. That's what I did. I was just like, okay, and he's like, go for it. And I was like, do you want to scoop? And I was like, activate, tribute your monster's cost. And then, like, he was like, okay, yeah, you got it. And then that was my last round. Um, but the last thing I'm going to leave you with is I'm going to show you the main combo I do off of a single seed. So this is the combo I do. It's not as strong as some of the combos that you see on DB, but it's very consistent, and it's a very consistent version of the combo, and it'll take you really far. I highly recommend, like, I recommend this combo because, like, you don't play like the Genesis, like the level 9 plant, who is a hard brick, like a hard brick. And so, like, this is what I recommend. So you go normal summon, make the little plant, grab, make the plant, grab this, activate it, summon. Man, should have like set these out ahead of time. Summon seed 1/2, which nowadays I think I'm going to switch this. Instead of going 1/2, go 1/2, because like I'm less afraid of Bell on this and more afraid of this getting ghost ogred. So 1/2, summon this, summon healer, heal for 300, revive this, make Jasmine, and then I do instead of doing the double Jasmine like tribute for Laurel, I go for this play where I go Dryas, healer effect, heal effect of Jasmine to add Laurel. And then I add Laurel to hand, and then I tribute off the healer, or sorry, I'll tribute off like the Dryas or the healer or something, and I'll summon Petal from the deck, and I don't activate her, I leave her. But like summoning her from the deck, like if they nib you here or a little bit later, like at least she can summon back on the end phase. So like that's why I like to do it here. Special Laurel, link those two into another Jasmine. Where did the rest of my extra deck go? Okay, here's Laurel, game 500, Jasmine, search, Lily, equip, Lily, search the field spell, Disc Coliseum, add Regulus, Regulus, this is still on the field. These two into Melius, add special back the vanilla. Regulus, I summon him over here, and then I go these two into the vanilla. And like now that we've summoned our non-plant, we can lock ourselves to plant with Rikka Petal. So this is where I'll activate Rikka Petal, and I'll go get Mudan. Like I'll go get Mudan, and then I'll go here to into Dryas. Dryas effect, add a little bit of glare to Dryas. Dryas, add this, and you do need like a random card. So for this, so like you're a random card for this combo. And then you go Dryas and Melius into Dryatini, whatever, Dryatini. Can't pronounce the name. Big Tree is what I call him. Add the trap card, and then you go activate Shrine, ditching this. Shrine, grab Shrine special this back, like special like the seed that you did before back. And then these two into Bangle Lancer. Now I like to summon Bangle Lancer here, and then we tribute this away for Mudan effect. Go grab the field spell. Activate the field spell. Effect the field spell. Set Glamour. Activate Glamour. Tribute this as cost. Add Princess and Primulo. Primulo will activate to summon herself, and then you summon Princess. You overlay the two into Strina. Strina detach Princess. Add back Mudan, and then this is the board I end on. And so you have Mudan in hand. You have three other cards in hand. You have this as follow up. This is in the graveyard. You have an Omni Negate. You have a Mass Breakthrough skill. You have a bounce, and then like with this combo, you don't grab sheet. You would need like either the big level 9 or like a third Jasmine in your extra deck to do the combo where you can have like both sheet and glamour like on full combo. But like I said, it adds bricks to the deck and like lower. Like you would have to play like two of the level 1. Like you would have to cut something from the extra deck because like if you notice like we're left with 3 cards in the extra deck. This to be summoned off of this, and then this like as a generic link too, and then Thrasher for the kill next turn. So like there was no space. I was like I just want consistency. So this is the combo I would do, and depending on what happened, when they'd activate a monster effect, I would activate Princess, and if I didn't care about like destroying the card that was activating, um, if I didn't care about destroying the card that was activating, I would tribute off Strenna. I would tribute her off, and then effect make Teardrop. But if I did care, like if I was playing against Tear, I would just kind of take the L and leave her on the field and tribute their monster as cost. But if you open up Glamour, like if you open the Glamour, you don't really need like if you open the Glamour, then you'll be able to use Rikka Concon to set the sheet from the deck instead of Glamour, which is the reason I play 3 Glamours. Like if I do open it, like I'm gonna have like an additional interaction. So this is the combo I did all day. It's not the best combo, but it's the most consistent version. And then you got Mudan in the hand to tribute like on your turn because they're never getting rid of this. Like nobody ever moves it. So I just on my turn, all right, tribute your monster's cost. So yeah, it's great. But yeah, that's the deck. Well, like I said, I went X2, lost both round 1 and 3, and had to win out, and I did win out. It was fun. I really liked the deck. I made the switch up at the very last second from Pure Punk to this, just because I knew this better, and it was a good decision. But I'll probably be playing the pure. I'll probably be playing the pure, like the more Rikka heavy version from now on. And so I'd like to give some shout outs if you don't mind. Shout out to random dude on Discord named Terra the Creator, who has been theorizing a a pure punk list with me for about 2 weeks. And me not actually playing it and playing this instead. Shout out to the entire Sunavalon Orchard Discord group and the Facebook group too, I guess. Specifically Alex, YGO, and Dandis. They both were good. They're both like really good contributors to like the deck list. And then shout out to GG YGO for also trying to talk me into playing to talk me into playing Pure Punk because he said this deck's so bad at going second that there's no point in playing it. Proved your ass wrong, bitch. Though I didn't top, so like, but one plant player did top. So maybe he did get the last lap, but like his YouTube channel is awesome. And then if you give me half a second, shout out to Top Tier Gaming, Yu-Gi-Oh. They're them over there. They'll have the 5th place plant list that's Rikka heavy. That guy's super cool, and He's the other plant player, and we just sat around and talked about plants. And honestly, like right before the event, I was gonna play pure Rika, but I just didn't have practice with it. And so like I like last second switched back to this. That like we were in the hotel room at 2 in the morning, or no, it was 8 in the morning. Like I had just woken up, we were getting ready, eating breakfast, getting ready to leave. And I was like, guys, I need to play like one game with the pure Rika variant to decide whether I'm gonna play pure Rika or not pure Rika, but like super heavy Rika variant or the regular Sun Avalon version. And I played one game and I was like, yo, I don't know this as well as the regular Sun Avalon, so I switched to this. And that's kind of the reason like my why my hand traps and extra deck are scuffed is because I well, not really, the extra deck wasn't scuffed, but the hand traps were thing. I should have listened to Bryson. Shout out to him for helping me with my side deck. Um, but he told me not to play this and told me to play Ogre instead, and I didn't listen to him. Mostly because I forgot to when I switched builds. He also told me to play the Rika heavy version, and I didn't. Um, he's also the one who talked me into playing this in general over pure punk because I just have like a lot more experience with this. And then yeah, but yeah, shout outs to all those people. Shout out to Randy for practicing with me, and shout out to 254 Yu-Gi-Oh. Shout out to the two the locals in my area, Underground Games, Black Box Gaming, and Game Nights. If you're ever in the Killeen, Texas area, swing by one of those places. They're awesome, great community, and we got some pretty competitive people. But that's it for me. I'm signing off. This has been a long one, but I hope you really enjoyed the in-depth. And if you want a more in-depth version of like how to beat the deck, or you want to know more about like the heavy Rika stuff, just drop something in the comments. There's not another regionals around here for another like couple months, so maybe I'll stop playing it. Maybe I won't. Who knows? I'll probably build the Rika heavy variant for locals once, and if I do well, I'll upload a playlist. But yeah, thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later.